Yo, what's up folks? Welcome to another video of A to Z teams through Marvel Strike Force. So in the last video we did AIM and Asgardians. If you haven't checked that one out, go already and check that one out. There was one thing I do want to add to that video though, about AIM. Yes, AIM are pretty much useless in this game now. I say if you go over and watch the video you'll see what I say about them. But they may come into it a little bit better as soon as this guy, who I'm going to display for you now, comes out. Sorry I forgot to mention him.
Your, toilet's broken.
I like it. I don't understand it, but I like it.
So yeah, as soon as MODOK comes out, the AIM will actually be pretty decent. I'm pretty sure he will come out eventually, but it's just a matter of time. But as of now, I'm going to stick with my same opinion on AIM. Anyway, if we're going to keep yabbering on, we're going to do Astonishing X-Men today. We're only going to do Astonishing X-Men because there is quite a bit to go over. I'll probably put timestamps in the description below to go through different things. So we'll probably go through the whole as a team, then where they're good as a team, kind of things like that as a team, then individual characters, and then probably go through the T4s. So if you want to skip to anything particular, you can do it in the description down below. Also, I do a T4s on a budget for these. I do T4s on a budget for quite a few teams, especially all the new ones. You can check that out on LivePool's Discord under information and resources, Joho's T4s on a budget. I'll put the link also for that in the description below so you can join that server and also contact me if you so wish. But anyway, enough of me yabbering on. Let's roll that intro and let's get straight into this team, shall we? So here we are, guys. So we have Astonishing X-Men. How many Astonishing X-Men are there? There's 5, as you can see on the screen, even though... Alright, after that little bit of a mishap, we are now actually got my screen being recorded. So we got Beast, Iceman, Bishop, Jubilee, and Kitty Pryde. So there's 5 Astonishing X-Men. So what we're going to do is quickly go over what they are good for in a team. Rates. So they are astonishingly, I know, right, pun intended, astonishingly good on raids. So they are a raid team. You definitely need them for Doom raids, I would say. A lot of people just use Jubilee or Jubilee and Bishop and the Dad Bros. You could use Emma, Mr. Sinister, as well as Bishop and Jubilee and Beast. The main 3 I would say definitely you want to get up is the Bishop, Jubilee and Beast combo. And then if you've got an Emma and Mr. Sinister, if you're only doing Doom 1, you can get through that on Doom 1. You do have to double tap that boss node, or at least I do at the moment. But there is a way around that, and I will be doing boss nodes video walkthroughs when I will be doing them. I'll get round to it. So that will be something in the future, and the team I will be using as a little sneak preview will be Beast, Bishop and Jubilee, with on the boss node Mr. Sinister and Phoenix. And with those 5 you will be able to one-shot the boss node. So anyway, so they are good in raids. Where else are they good? Obviously every team can be used as a blitz team, and this is very comfortable, easily used at 8.3, so you will have no problem going and doing 8.3 of blitz with this. In arena, unfortunately, there isn't much use for them in arena. They're just not meta anymore, especially with Infinity Watch out now. There's not really much you can do with any of these in arena. Dark Dimension are definitely useful. Jubilee is, in my opinion, a great addition for those last legendary nodes because of her stun, her being able to spread different debuffs if you get the kill, which is a bit more difficult because there's only really her attacking, and I think she gets 1 or 2 others too as well. But if you T4 her blind, she also gets 70% chance to blind. If you don't T4 it, it's 50% chance. So that is kind of whether you use them that much outside of raids, because in raids it's always a good chance. It's always a chance to blind, even on her assists. So Iceman is definitely good as well with its slows and stuff. I'd say Kitty Pryde is probably the weakest out of the bunch, but she does offer some good protection with offense downs as well as evades and stealth. But anyway, so in war, where are they good? I'm going to show you this video now. Or I'll just put it up on the screen and I'll put it in the link in the description down below as well. They're really good in war. They can destroy Doc Ock teams very comfortably, and they are good against just a whole range of teams. To be fair, they have got unbelievably good controls, great sustain. Like I said, first turn stun with Jubilee. You've got another stun with Iceman. You've got great healing and cleanse with Beast, as well as speed up on every kill, 250 per member. So they are a pretty decent, I would say, top of the range team, definitely up there. So let's go through every character now differently. So we'll start with Beast, as he's the first here. So with Beast, he is definitely worth one of the ones bringing up, just because without him, he's the one who heals your team, gives everybody defense ups as well as offense ups and stuff like that. So his stars and craters, anyway, whatever that is, it's only an extra 10% resistant, so we'll go straight into T4s if you haven't already guessed by now. So 10% resistant for self or under X-Men allies, so I don't think that's really worth doing. I forgot I do that. Professionalism, again, at its very tip top here. So mutant enhancement as well, it does apply regen to self and all mutant allies, instead of, I think it's, you don't get any actually with this. So unless you do that, you don't get a regeneration. But if I'm being honest, with the amount of healing this team does anyway, I don't think that is I've never had that be a problem. The one that T4 I definitely would say is to do this one. So it goes from clearing 1 to 2 negative effects to definitely clearing 2. That might not sound that great, but the amount of time he actually uses this is staggering, because it's only on the 3-turn cooldown, and if anybody goes below certain health, he will also get speed up, as well as speed up from killing enemies. So he can use this a lot, and clearing 2 of everyone guaranteed can be that difference between him maybe clearing a heal block or not clearing a heal block, or maybe clearing a stun and not clearing a stun, and that can definitely win or lose a match. So it's definitely, in my opinion, a hell of a one to do. So that, I would say, is it on this one. That's just some extra damage to primary and secondary. We know we don't want those ones. So there's Beast. His ISO 8, by the way, is definitely a healer. I don't think there's any ifs, buts, or whats about that one. You should just do healer. So Iceman, I put him as a raider. So what we'll do actually is we'll go over the ice rates at the end. So we'll carry on with the T4s here on Iceman, who, apart from in his team, hasn't got great use. He has got some really good slows and stuff, but this is definitely a team that needs to be used as a team kind of thing. They're not got too many plug and plays. Jubilee can kind of mix and match with the others. Sort of, I've seen her in some other mutant teams and stuff like that. I've even seen some people use like Jubilee, Beast, Jubilee, Beast, Bishop, Mr. Sinister, and Emma on defense. It can make it a bit more tricky, but unfortunately Shadowlands now just absolutely tear through most teams like that. It's like even if you put Doc Ock or something on there, it's still not going to matter to a Shadowlands team. They're going to pretty much destroy it. So, and they can punch up still like 100, 200k. So there's no massive worries there. So I'd say it's better to keep these on offense. Anyway, they can be a defense team. They're definitely a mix of both. Here's me blabbering on. I'm supposed to be doing the T4s. So we got Absolute Zero, which is definitely one you want to do. So by all means, this is a guaranteed. I'd say definitely do it. Like I said, you've got the T4s on the budget anyway for these. The picture I've probably already shown, I think, and if not, I'll show it right now. And there it is. So you can also find that in the Discord, like I said, down below. And I've done it again. So I really need to change that key button, don't I? So we've got that Absolute Zero is the guaranteed one I'd say to do. Then we've got Ice Slide, which is, it's an extra 10% barrier, which is kind of nice, but nothing. This is not essential, and it's kind of like if you really want to go Hamlin's team, maybe do this one, but nothing essential. That is just 50% damage, and then that is again just 50% damage. So the only one really you need to do on this one is Absolute Zero. And if you you can one-shot Doom 1 normal difficulty with all 5 of these, even though you got a Doom in that node. So you can do it if you have all 5 of these, and these will be the T4s definitely you want. So Absolute Zero, and I would say definitely the Volatile Experiment on Beast. So Bishop, he is your powerhouse. I would say he's the most important as well for red stars. Then probably you'd want Jubilee and then Beast. Beast not so is good to have just because of the healing. So the higher his health is, the higher percentage you get healing. But Bishop is an absolute powerhouse, and there's not many people in this game who literally can let a nuke off every other turn. And he has a nuke, trust me. Once you get him up high enough, he will just slaughter. So especially like even on the first mutant nodes, that Blast from the Past can literally wipe out the entire floor of a team. But your energy rejection is you have to have this, because it's while in taunt. Not only does he get 10% damage reduction, which is already good because he already has I'm pretty sure. Where am I looking? This is so professional right now. Okay, so we just get the 10% damage reduction. I am just being blind. Oh, there you go. So he already has 10, sorry. With that, he gets an extra 10, so it's 20%. That doesn't sound amazing, but trust me, it is. And then the best thing about this is your 50% chance to counterattack. So whenever he is attacked, he will guaranteed to counterattack. Sort of like Ghost, where she always guaranteed to counterattack. The same with Bishop. Whenever he's attacked, he will counterattack, and then he gets that charge as well. So energy rejection is definitely a must. This is why I say there's no ifs or buts. You should have him as a skirmisher. Yes, he is the damager, so you think, oh wait, striker for the extra damage. Unfortunately, he is just way better as a skirmisher, in my opinion, because every time someone attacks him, he will retaliate and put a vulnerability on them. So it's sort of like Taskmaster when he does an assist, or he retaliates, or even Ghost. But Ghost, you should have a striker. That's no ifs or buts on that one either. But Bishop, definitely a skirmisher for that retaliation and making sure that person has a vulnerable on. And we're getting to why it's better to have just the one person, I think, on this team as the striker in a minute. So Blast from the Past is another massive one to do. It is 60% damage to primary and secondary, and then 100% 20% extra damage to primary and secondary if charged. That, in my opinion, is massive, just because it can hit so many targets and it does so much damage. And like I said, it's a nuke every other turn. As long as he's getting hit, he definitely will have that, and usually has offense up as well. So I always do retaliation laser, I think this one is. Don't judge me on that one if I said that wrong. But this one I definitely say to do first, then the big nuke button, the Blast from the Past, just because it means he will get that offense up and definitely has that charge. So this one's also really good, but because it's only 60% damage, I would say that's more of a Kragan move. If you really want to go ham on this team, do it, but it's not by all means necessary at all. And then Beam Shot is just 6% damage to one target. That's a no-go. And I've done it again. So then we go into Jubilee, who, in my opinion, no ifs or buts on this one either. This is, I think, the perfect way to set up the ISO 8s on this. There is one you can kind of him or her, whatever that's supposed to have said, whatever I'm supposed to have said. Anyway, Jubilee, you do actually want all four of these. Maybe I should start scripting these, eh? So, Morat is definitely one of the most important. So, you've got Fill Speed Bar by 10% for Allied Beast, 10% max health, and 10% damage, and blah, blah, blah. But you definitely want this one because it gives you that more speed, gives you the more health, gives you the more damage to the overall team. It's just really good to get. That's all there is to it really on this one. Splitting Atoms is definitely one worth doing. So I would definitely say Morat first, then Plasmoid Party, then Splitting Atoms, and then Firework Blast last if you're going to do all four. But if you don't want to do all four, or if you're tight on the T4s, you definitely just want Morat and Plasmoid Party. Then I'd say Splitting Atoms. I probably will eventually get this, but if you haven't noticed, even though I've got enough T4s to do it, I am saving all mine for Deathpool because I absolutely love that character and I cannot wait to max her out as soon as possible. But this one is really good to do because it does do a lot more damage, well 100%, so that's pretty decent, and then an extra 50% to secondary targets. But it also reduces speed bar by an extra 10%, so it's why not massive. It does help because it obviously puts slows on as well, so you get that extra bit of time from the main character before that stun's then removed, and they have to then do another full rotation of a turn, obviously. But it does make a little difference, and I think enough to warrant a T4 definitely, but not unless you really want to go ham again into this team. The Firework Blast, this is only really good for outside of raids. So if you're not using it too much outside of raids, and you're only using it a bit in war, stuff like that, it's probably not that worth. If you've already done DD4, probably again not that worth. I finished DD4 now twice, so I don't really need this in my opinion, because it only has 20%. It does a bit of damage extra, but it's one target. It's the extra 20% damage, so it goes from 50 to 70 outside of raids, which is very helpful, especially in DD4 and especially outside, like I said, of raids. So in like war and stuff like that, if you might get that extra chance of blinding. But if she's a striker, every time she obviously hits a vulnerable, which Bishop is setting up, Iceman is setting up, and then Kitty Pryde might be, depending on which one you put her as, she will then attack twice. So let's say she hits once and doesn't do the blind, she'll hit again, and then she still may do the blind. So obviously having that extra 20% goes from 140% chance to 100% chance, even though that's not quite how it works all the time, but you get what I'm getting at, and if you don't, well then I'm not sure how else to explain it. But anyway, in raids it always blinds, so you don't really need to worry about that anyway. Then that's pretty much it for Jubilee. So we're going to keep Pryde. Like I said, I think she's the weakest out of them all. Just overall, she's still good, obviously, especially in the team, but I think just not great as an overall character. She's got Untouchable.
Hey, that's against the law. You're coming with me.
Can't touch me.
Which is the one I would say is definitely worth it, because it gives her the extra turn of stealth, an extra bit of healing, and always applying evade to characters. So that's only in raids, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so on enemy turn, 60% chance to apply evade to the most injured Astonishing X-Men ally or self. So that goes from 60% chance to always doing it, so that can make or break or make it save or lose a character kind of thing. But it is only in raids, so it depends how you're using it. I'm using just the 3 at the moment with my Mr. Sinister, Phoenix and Emma, kind of like switching those 3 around depending which node I'm doing. So I'm not that fussed on it. It's the same reason why I haven't done Iceman yet. I will eventually get around to it. It's just one of those resource management things, but it's definitely worth doing if you're bringing up the whole team. And then you've got the ultimate here, which is just damage, so that's a no. This, it looks good on paper, so 50% damage to all targets, that's quite nice. And then the feel speed bar is also quite nice, or at least it sounds nice, but it only if an enemy has taunt, and it's only on herself. And with the amount of speed this team gets anyway from deaths and just things like that, it really, I don't think, in my opinion, is worth it. It's definitely lower on the level of worthiness anyway, and that is not a word probably. Shadow Cat Strike. So this is where you can argue her to be either a healer or a skirmisher, in my opinion. Yes, her raiding, you might think, oh, raider, because she does multiple attacks on both her ultimate and special, sorry. But in my opinion, because she clears 1 positive effect with her standard attack, that goes to 2 if she has this done. And if you have her a skirmisher, you then clear, if you've got a maxed out skirmisher, you then clear 2 if that target you're hitting already has a vulnerability. So with that and then a basic, I don't know if a basic still does 1 or 2 on the assist or the follow-up attack. I can't remember off the top of my head. I will quickly throw it up. So if it does 1, you'll get an extra, you clear 3. If it does the 2, you'll get clear on all 4. And thanks for MSF GG for the little picture that I've probably just thrown up. Anyway, so ISO 8, like I said, we're doing at, I don't know if I said we're doing them at the end, but I've hardly been going already through them actually, haven't I? Wow, I should really script this. But anyway, so ISO 8, you should probably just go Kitty Pryde and straight into, I say, I've got her as healer here. But like I said, you can use it as a skirmisher as well. But that is pretty much it. How long have I been going on for now? 16 minutes. Well, probably none of you are still here, and I don't blame you if you're not. So I can ramble, as you can see. But you think this is bad? Wait and see until what's next. The next tag we are doing is Avengers. Now this is going to be an interesting one because Avengers, I suppose they have a sort of a team with the Wave 1 now. So we're going to go through all the Avenger characters. That's going to be such a fun one to do. And we're just going to go over what the tag actually means, why it has it, what the T4 is each from as a team and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes, but hopefully we'll do the Avengers one next. And if it's just pointless doing it because it's such a mess of a show, as you can see with just a normal team already, it can be seeming very messy with how I do things. But anyway, that's all from me today, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that like, hit that dislike, hit that subscribe. Don't know what it does for me, but you can do it anyway. That's all again from me, folks. And you stay classy, you'll do.